Hello, my name is Peter C3D, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Monoprice Maker Select version 2. So this is a rebranded Wanhao Duplicator i3 version 2.1, also known as Cocoon Create in Australia. Let's go over some of the specs. It has a Mark 10 style extruder. It has all 8mm linear rails. It has a 200 by 200 by 180 millimeter build volume with a heated bed. So let's go over some of the pros. It has an all-metal frame, which allows for it to be very stable. It also has a nice graphic LCD display that allows for easy control when starting prints from your SD card, or also when changing some print values when controlling it with a computer or an Octoprint setup like I am right now. The Octoprint setup is very nice. It has Cura already in it, so I can just drop it a STL file from my phone or my computer, and it will slice it and throw it right on the printer. It also allows me to monitor it from a webcam. I also like that the printer has 2 lead screws. Some printers in this category only have 1, and that can cause problems with the this axis going slanted. So let's get into some of the problems I've had with the printer. One problem I've had is with the stock fan shroud. It only cools apart from one side, so when I was doing some different types of prints, it wasn't doing a great job cooling. So I printed off a new fan shroud that just uses the stock mounting points in the stock fan, which is very easy, and the hardware that came with it. And it cools apart from 360 degrees very nicely. So another problem I have is that the y-axis is very noisy. So you can fix that though by putting in new bearings. I'm going to be putting in some IGES Drylin Elevate EU replacement bearings, and that should make it pretty much silent. One problem I've also had is the printer loses level fairly easily. If you try to pry a part off or you move it in any way, it might lose its level. And one of the problems that makes that happen is that this plate right here is pretty thin. So I'm going to replace that with a new aluminum plate that I'm going to get in a few weeks. The major problem though I have with this printer is that it has an umbilical cord back here that attaches to the control box. And that makes it very difficult to transport. So you have to carry both the printer and the control box. And moving the printer much could shear a wire, and that would be a very big pain to fix. Let's go over some of the print parts I've printed. So I printed off this vase in Monoprice white PLA. It came out very nicely at 70 millimeters per second print speed and 120 millimeters per second travel speed in vase mode. I also printed out this vase out of red ESUN filament. It turned out very well also, in the same settings as the before vase. So this is a 3D Benchy. It turned out fairly well out of the black Hatchbox PLA. It has some artifacts, mainly because I was printing it very fast at 70 millimeters per second and 120 millimeters per second travel speed. And also I was printing a little bit too hot for this filament, I believe. So if I tone it down a little bit and in terms of speeds and heat, it should turn out better. But overall, it's a very nice and clean part with no stringing whatsoever. Also, I printed out this fidget spinner body. It turned out very well at 0.2 millimeter layer heights and out of the blue Hatchbox PLA. So, what are my final thoughts? Overall, I think this is a very good value at around $300. I really like the all-metal body and the nice extruder assembly and the easy loading and unloading the filaments, and the fact that you can do whatever you want to. You could run like tie car rubber through it if you wanted to, if you could fit it in there. So my final thoughts are that it's an awesome printer, and that if you spend maybe another $100 on upgrades, it can be probably the only printer you'll need. Thank you for watching. This is Peter C signing off.